So I was working in electronics at a big box store. Lady comes in and asks for a particular MacGuffin. A via to Hemi cable in this case, but I wouldn't know this for some time as I had to fish this information from her head, which is always a fun thing to have to do. That was a common ask back then that we didn't have. They did get them about 2 years later. I was just putting up the printer ink minding by my own business when I hear a nice polite "Excuse me sir, do you work here?" No ma'am, I thought to myself, I just saw this smock and name tag laying around and thought I'd help out. I wasn't in a good place mentally. Still, I managed to hold that back and answered, "Yes, ma'am. I do indeed. With what might I assist you with this day?" So, I actually did talk like that. It's a good way to mess with customers while remaining perfectly professional. I'm there for 8 to 10 hours walking the same 12 aisles doing the same thing day in and day out, I gotta have some amusement. Where are your cables at? I need a cable. Ah. So it's a joust you want, is it? Pray tell, good woman, we provide a plethora of permutations pursuant to your probing, perhaps you could provide more particulars of the product you seek. I had just watched I for Vendetta, so alliteration were the thing. I still am sad that at the time I couldn't think of a synonym for seek off the top of my head. I stopped messing with her when she replied with, "What? Can you just tell me where the blasted cables are?" "Yeah. What kind of cable are you looking for?" I asked. "Computer cables. I need to hook it to my two." "Well now, that certainly narrows it down a bit. Sounds like you need an Hemi cable. Right this way." I stop in my tracks when she says Hemi. "Do you mean him one?" "No ma'am," my eyebrows raised. She was fighting back, "I mean high definition multimedia interface." While we were speaking I had moved her to the nearby Hemi cables and pointed to one, "This cable here." She looks at it and says, "Yes. I looks like that on the two." For the briefest of moments, I thought I had reached the goal I have with every customer, making him go away as quickly, efficiently, and happy as possible. But the lady had a but, and not just the one overflowing the mobility scooter seat, either. But not on the computer. That has prongs. Ah. Blue or white? I ask. Blue, she replied. Ah. You need a via to Hemi cable or adapter. Unfortunately, the store doesn't carry them at this time. Sorry. I replied. This should have been the end of it, but no. Can you check the back? She inquired. No ma'am. We don't carry the product in question, so they wouldn't be in the back. Can you just check and see if you have one? There is no need for me to. I reply. Yes there is, because I need one. I meant that I know everything we carry and we don't have them. I wish we did. Your best bet to find one is on Amazon, as neither the local Best Buy nor Staples have them either. I was trying to save her the trips looking and the mental fortitude of my adjacent colleagues. Well. I still think you should check in the back. Maybe there's one still back there. I've seen them here before. Right, well, I've worked here for over 3 years now, and in that time we have never carried them. But even if by some miracle we did have one in the back, I still couldn't sell it to you because it would no longer be in our computer system. So you do have one in the back and just don't feel like getting it? No. Ma'am. I don't believe that's what I said at all. I did say that your best bet was Amazon, as none of the local stores around here carry the product. I'm sorry, but that's the best I can do for you. Much to my surprise she says, well. Thanks anyway, and scoots on her way. I thought I was done. I was wrong. About 5 minutes later, a coworker who knew bugger all about electronics, who covered the dads, comes up to me with the lady in tow. She started to ask me and I cut her off. Yet. We don't carry the cable she needs. I have already informed her of this fact. Really? The coworker asked. Are you sure? Yes. Quite. I responded. I watched as my coworker turned back to the lady and told her that we didn't have it and that she might try one of the other electronics stores around. The lady left. It wasn't over. About 5 to 10 minutes later, a wild coworker approached. He was a nice older man, 55-ish, who could bench press my fat butt without breaking a sweat. Wouldn't hurt a fly, as he was nice as a teddy bear and very jovial. Behind him, I hear a voice I recognized. Ugh. I already asked him. The coworker starts in, but I hold up my hand, look at the lady, and tell him, I have already told her that we don't carry a via to Hemi adapter cable. Yeah, he replied, I checked in the back too, but if anyone here knows. He let the end of his sentence hang on the air and turned to the lady and informed her once more that we don't have it. He also advised her that she might try Staples down the road. Or Amazon. I chimed in. Yeah, he replied, or Amazon. That's a good place. Okay. Whatever was the lady's reply. And she finally left. Yep. She's finally gone. Hallelujah. I put my hand on his shoulder and said simply, I'm going on my 15. The man grinned and said, one of those, then. Yeah. You're the third person she asked and you're the second worker to come, ask me about. Well. He replied. She's just as thick in the head, hey. Yep, deep breath, be back in a bit. See you later. I come back out on the floor and as I reach my department, I see a wild CO manager who has just spotted me. Ah. Good timing, he starts to the yet unknown customer, if anyone knows where it might be, he will. As he walks towards me, the lady scoots around the corner. My previous male co-worker is watching this play out in the background grinning. My oblivious CO manager continues, this lady is looking for an HIM1 cable. Could you help her, he asks. No sir, his smile vanishes, she's already asked 3 of us here for a via to Hemi converter cable which, as has been told to her 3 times now, we don't carry. Nor have we in the 3 years I have worked here. I have put in a request for them back when you asked for that input but we still haven't gotten it. The lady, to her credit, was now ready to accept my initial answer. Could you, my manager asked, show me where they would be if we had them? I admit, that flummoxed me a bit. Either computer cables, there, or to entertainment, where they would eventually be stocked a couple years after, on the opposite aisle. I was forced to walk with my manager at both locations and to the shock of literally no one we couldn't locate the item. My manager started telling the lady who now actually wanted to leave by this time that she might have better luck at one of our competitors. I looked her dead the eye and added the suggestion of buying it off Amazon. Yeah. That's a great idea, beamed my manager. As she scooted away she told her son, I'm guess based on looks alone, even the manager just took his word. Yes, lady, because I'm the guy you ask. That was a day I can never forget. Believe me, though, I have tried.